Katie, and today we're going to go over some of the new YA releases that came out in April. We are a little behind, but that's okay. I hope y'all are having a fantastic week so far. We are going to go right into it with I'm excited about this particular one. It is a Buffy book. By the way, if you are listening over on our podcast, you can actually see my face over on YouTube. So definitely subscribe over there. And just a forewarning, these are affiliate links over here. If you are on YouTube and you're checking out our QR codes, we do get a small commission, or if you visit our show notes at darksidelibrary.com. All right, so let's get into it. A lot of these books have been released already, which is a good thing, so you can immediately add it to your TBR. Like I said, the first book is a Buffy book. It is Against the Darkness, Buffy the Next Generation. This is by Kendare Blake. So it came out April 9th. I am so pumped. This one is book 3 of 3. I'm so glad we're reprising Buffy. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. So this is the epic finale to the Buffy the Next Generation trilogy. For generations, the Slayer was supposed to be the chosen, the one girl in the world with the power to stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of evil. When Willow used the scythe to call up all the potential Slayers at once, it changed everything. Oh, I forgot. Here's the QR code. Boop. There it is. For years, the Slayers have been working and fighting together as a team. Then the darkness came, killing many Slayers and trapping the rest in an alternate dimension. And Frankie Rosenberg, the world's first Slayer/witch, found herself fighting evil alone. Well, sort of. Of course, she's got a whole host of friends. So excited. After their latest confrontation with the darkness, the Scooby Gang is more fragmented than ever. Jake is having a werewolf identity crisis, and the return of his troublemaker brother Jordy is only making things worse. Haley is off pretending to be one of the rogue Slayers. Sigmund is burying his broken heart in books, and Frankie's mom, Willow, and Watcher, Spike, only seem to care about bringing Buffy back. So now Frankie must forge her own path, save the Slayers, and reunite her friends, and lead the charge to defeat the darkness once and for all. I'm so excited. I love Buffy. This was something I read when I was a young, oh my gosh, I think I started Buffy when I was 10. And then I just loved Buffy all through my teen years. So Buffy's perfect. This is Against the Darkness by Kendare Blake. The next book that I want to share with you is another big book that a lot of people have been totally raving about. It is The Black Girl Survives in this one. It's an anthology of different stories. Oh yes, we have Tananarive did the introduction. We have a couple editors. I'm trying to see who the authors are. We have, here it is, Aaron E. Adams, Monica Brashears, Charlotte Nicole Davis, Desiree S. Evans. So a lot of different authors here. YA anthology of horror stories centering on Black girls who battle monsters, both human and supernatural, and who survive in the end. Be warned, dear reader, the Black girls survive in this one. Celebrating a new generation of best-selling and acclaimed Black writers, The Black Girl Survives in this one makes space for Black girls in horror. This is awesome. 15 stories, chilling and thought-provoking stories place Black girls front and center as heroes and survivors who slay the monsters. They battle the spirits and face down death. So prepare to be terrified and left breathless by the pieces in this anthology. I'm excited. So this is for ages 12 through 18, grade level 7 through 9. This looks awesome. I love anthologies personally. I like being able to just read a story, putting it down, it's done, read the next one. You know, it helps me get my chores done. Anyway, so this is called The Black Girl Survives in this one. There are a ton of amazing authors in here, and it was published April 2nd by, let me triple check the publisher here, Flatiron Books. Next on the list today, we have one that looks really cute. I like the cover of this. It's To a Darker Shore. This came out a few days ago, so April 30th. This is by Leanne Schwartz. It has really good ratings on Goodreads, by the way, at 4.5, so pretty good. When her best friend is sacrificed to the devil, she'll go to hell and back for him. That is a best friend indeed. Plain, poor, plus size, and autistic, Alesta grew up trying to convince her beauty-obsessed kingdom that she is too useful to be sacrificed. Oh, their god blessed their island. It's called Soladisa as a haven for his followers. But to keep the devil at bay, the church sends a child sacrifice to hell's entrance every season. Often poor or plain girls just like Alesta. Oh, this is horrible. With a head full of ideas for inventions, Alesta knows her best shot at making it to adulthood is to design something impressive for the festival exhibition so she might win a spot in the university. Acceptance could guarantee her safety, but Alesta's flying machine demonstration goes totally awry, a failure that will surely mean death. What happens is worse. Her best friend and heir to the throne, Kyrian, takes the blame, expecting leniency, but ends up being sacrificed in her place. Wow, rude. So to stop these sacrifices forever, Alesta plans to kill the monster that killed her friend. Prepared to save her kingdom or die trying, she travels to the depths of hell, only to find her friend alive, but monstrously transformed. There is no escaping hell or their growing feelings for one another. And the deeper they descend into hell, the closer they come to uncovering the truth about the sacrifices that threatens to invoke the wrath of not only monsters, but the gods as well. Oof. So this is by Page Street, YA. And this is by Leanne Schwartz, To a Darker Shore. I love the art style here. It's really, really beautiful. The next one I want to share with you today is Dark Parts of the Universe. This came out April 23rd. It's by Samuel Miller, and the publisher is Catherine Teagan Books. It's Outer Banks meets Bone Gap. It's a propulsive and gender-bending YA mystery following a group of teenagers who discover a dead body while playing an app-based adventure game that sends players to random locations, unlocking a much deeper mystery about their town. That kind of sounds like a fun app, but like, why are you going to random locations? Anyway, it says, in Calico Springs, Willie's life has been defined by two powerful forces, God and the river. The, quote, miracle boy died 5 minutes as a young child, and ever since, Willie is certain he survived for a reason. But that purpose didn't become clear until he found the game in bold. So the game is actually called Manifest Atlas. And the concept is simple. Enter an intention and the game provides a target. It's a blinking blue dot on the map, and that's where you go. Willie's second time playing this game, his intention takes him to an ominous target, 3 empty graves. That is ominous. Willie is sure the game is telling him he's going to die. I guess that is something I would interpret myself. Willie's older brother, Bones, doesn't believe him, but their friends are intrigued. Sarai, a girl across the river, sets the next intention, something bloody. The group follows the game's coordinates, and they discover something even more unsettling than the graves. They find a dead body. Sarai's stepfather's body, in fact. The game suddenly becomes personal. That's horrible. Willie is dedicated to proving the game works, while Sarai is set on finding out what happened to her stepdad. Bones just wants to enjoy his last summer before real life begins. As the group digs deeper into Manifest Atlas, stranger and wilder things begin to appear, unlocking a much deeper mystery running like an undercut through the small town. Super fun. So this is Dark Parts of the Universe. This looks really cool, and I do love the cover. I just noticed that these are like little ripples, and there's people swimming up. Ooh, sinister. All right, the next one I actually do have, and I started this one, and I think I might need to set this one aside and then come back to it when I have more headspace for it. So this is Draw Down the Moon. This cover is phenomenal, and I'm not going to lie, this is probably exactly why I picked it up. I love moons. I think there's something to do with a bunny in here. Maybe not. Maybe that was just my brain. This is by PC Cast and Kristin Cast. So this is going to be a part of a series called Moonstruck. Here's what it's about. It's a mystical school, a mysterious death, and a magical romance. It's perfect. This is for reading ages 15 years and up. Wren Nightingale isn't supposed to have any elemental powers. Born of magical parents, but not under one of the 4 fated astrological moon signs. She is destined for life as a mundane, right up until she starts glowing on her 18th birthday. In a heartbeat, Wren's life is turned upside down, and she's suddenly leaving her home for a mystical Academia de la Luna, a secret magical school on a hidden island off the Seattle coast. I knew there's a reason why I picked this one up, because Seattle coast. I'm gonna have to keep reading it. Lee Young has always known about his future at the academy. He has 3 goals: pass the trials, impress the Moon Council, and uphold his family's reputation. But he wasn't expecting to be attending alongside the girl he'd secretly been in love with for as long as he can remember. So as Ren and Lee are thrown into the Academy's grueling trials, they quickly learn there's something different and dangerous about the school this year. Ren will have to navigate a web of secrets, prophecies, and murder. And Lee will have to decide what to protect, his family's legacy or the girl that he loves. Aww. So this is Draw Down the Moon. This is by PC Cast and Kristin Cast. This came out April 2nd. And the cover is beautiful. If you go over to our YouTube channel, you will see it. You'll look at the QR code, click on it. Beautiful. I love the cover. I need to find the artist because, man, it's stunning. All right. The next book I want to share with you today is called The Kill Factor. It's by Ben Oliver, and it came out April 16th. The grade level here is actually for reading ages 12 and up. The publisher is Chicken House. I don't think I've even heard of that publisher before, but I'm excited. It says a brand new game show that offers young criminals the chance at freedom has been green-lit. Oh, this is kind of like an anime I used to watch. Hold on a second. Little do they know, winning is their only chance at survival. A captivating examination of the dark truths around the criminal system, Ben Oliver, critically acclaimed author of the Loop trilogy, delivers an action-packed thrill ride with deadly stakes. So we have 50 contestants, 5 mental and physical challenges, but only 1 winner comes out. In a near future where a virtual currency of digital content fuels a fame-hungry society. Oh no, a brand new experiment that combines social media and reality TV has been greenlit. Voted on, and contestants are sent to a maximum security reform camp on an island where they can have no contact with the outside world. To lose means prison, but to win is to be free. The most popular young offender with the most upvotes by the end is given both a second chance in society and a cash prize. Oh my. This kind of money could mean everything to Emerson and her family who live in the boroughs, one of the subterranean villages where the government have buried affordable housing. It's more than freedom. It could mean the chance to change your family's circumstance and finally find a place in society they've never been allowed into. But what Emerson doesn't know, what the viewers don't know, is that the prison on the island is empty. Those who lose, those who are voted off, aren't incarcerated. Each challenge will leave more and more contestants to die, and the only choice they have is to win over viewers before it's too late. That's horrible. Can you imagine a world like that? Like, I can imagine that, because that's just where we're going in some capacity. Anyway, this sounds interesting. I think I might pick this one up. I love the cover too. This is The Kill Factor. This is by Ben Oliver. This is for reading ages, I think I saw 12 and up. Crazy. So, and it's 368 pages. All right, this next one is kind of like a fun crime noir book. It is called Kill Her Twice. It's by Stacey Lee. It came out April 23rd. It's kind of historical fiction too. So it's a murder mystery. It is let me see. It is readers will fall in love with the Chow sisters and their quest for truth. Ooh, okay. I'm excited. It's similar to The Agathas, which I know is a pretty big book, and Girl in Pieces. Here's how it starts. It's set in 1932 LA. We have Lulu Wang, who's the star of The Silver Screen and The Pride of Chinatown. She has a face known to practically everyone, especially the Chow sisters, who are Mei, Gemma, and Peony, Lulu's former classmates and neighbors. Cool. So the girls instantly know it's Lulu when they discover a body one morning in an out-of-the-way stable, far from Beverly Hills' home where she lived after her fame skyrocketed. So the sisters suspect Lulu's death is the result of foul play, but the police don't seem motivated to investigate. Hold on a second. Even worse, there are signs that point to a cover-up, and powerful forces in the city want to frame the killing as evidence that Chinatown is a den of iniquity and crime. Even more reason it should be demolished to make room for construction of a new railway depot, the Union Station. Worried that neither the police nor the papers will treat Lulu fairly, no matter her fame and wealth, the sisters set out to solve their friend's murder themselves and maybe save the neighborhood in the bargain. But with Lulu's killer still on the loose, the girls' investigation just might put them square in the crosshairs of a cold-blooded murderer. I love murder mysteries. We need more. We were just talking about the boxcar kids, like my sister and I, a few months ago, and we were like, what happened to those books with the murder mysteries and like the Scooby Gang? We need more of those. So I'm excited for this. It is Kill Her Twice. This is by Stacey Lee. Excuse me. Okay. Our next one. I love the cover of this one. It looks so cool. It's The Merciless King of Moor High. This is by Lily Sparks. It's got a decent review over on Goodreads so far. It is 4.7, it looks like. When the adults of Brockton, Connecticut morphed into gigantic bloodthirsty monsters 9 months ago, the students at Jefferson High barricaded themselves inside their school. Now 18-year-old Kay Kim is one of the student council members trying to keep her classmates from starving. Kay has no poker face and can't keep her mouth shut when she knows she's right. So when she accidentally learns a secret that threatens the delicate power balance at Jefferson, she is dragged out of the school in the dead of night and dumped in the middle of town in a secret assassination attempt. Oh. But when a raiding party of cheerleaders from crosstown rival Moor High comes to her rescue, Kay finds herself among ruthless, hard-partying road warriors who have adopted the feudal trappings of a once popular video game. This is hysterical. Life at Moor is violent and cliquish, but everyone is thriving. Everyone, that is, who survives the kingdom's periodic monster hunts. For Moor's beloved King Max demands only two things: absolute fealty, and that everyone at Moor help kill the, quote, dragons. This is wild. So if Kay wants to survive, she must be granted asylum at Moor, which means slaying dragons, not asking the wrong questions, and navigating the rival factions, love triangles, and political intrigues at court. Hold on a second. This was supposed to be a high school in Connecticut with adults that turned into monsters, and now it's becoming a fantasy. Oh, goodness. Okay, but when Kay discovers a deadly secret that reaches all the way to Jefferson, her inability to hide the truth might spark the revolution that burns both schools to the ground. There's a lot going on in this book. I mean, I probably would love to read it, but it sounds crazy cool, and it just, whoa. Who decided that King Max was the one to like be on this crown, and why isn't anybody doing anything? Anyway, and what about this raiding party of cheerleaders? Anyway, this sounds fun. This is The Merciless King of Moor High. This is by Lily Sparks. All right, the next book. Beautiful cover again. Whoever is illustrating these covers is great. Hopefully it's not AI. Anyway, so this apparently is book 2 out of 2 from the Ouroboros series. I'm trying to remember what book 1 was. I'm actually going to look at, it's Godly Heathens. I remember that one actually. So I haven't read this one yet. It's a fantasy duology. Jem is our main protagonist in this book, and they find out they are a reincarnation of a god from another world. So very cool stuff. This is by H.E. Edgmon, and the publisher is Wednesday Books, a really great publisher. This came out April 16th. I'm excited to have just a twofer book. Like a duology is really fun. So that day at the First Church of Gracie changed everything for Jem Eccles. And not just because Marion and Poppy betrayed them. Forced to use the Ouroboros knife on Zephyr, who had kidnapped their parents, Jem now has the power of the air god. BT dubs, this is the second book. So if you haven't read the first one, this is a bit of a spoiler. Hopefully none of what I just said before spoils anything, but maybe fast forward a couple seconds and then we'll get to the next book if you're trying to read this whole series. Anyway, moving on. While for any other god, things might work out okay, the magician, whose role within the pantheon is to keep the balance, having the power of another god has thrown everything into chaos. The goddess of death can now reanimate corpses. The god of art's powers are now corrupted and twisted, giving life to his macabre creations. And while the god of land has always been able to communicate with creatures of the earth, now everyone can hear their cries. I love this concept. I might have to pick this up. I love different gods with different domains like that. So Jem, Rory, and Enzo search for a way to restore the balance without sacrificing themselves. New horrors make them question how far they're willing to go. In the end, Jem may be forced to fully embrace their merciless nature and kill off their own humanity, if it ever really existed in the first place. This sounds really cool. This is kind of a quick read. Both of them are. This is around 330 pages. This is called Merciless Saviors. This is by H.E. Edgmon. We have 3 more books today for YA. This next one is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, so definitely keep this one in mind if you're trying to look for some really fun retellings. Haven't had a lot of those recently. Oh, I love the cover of this one too. Here's the QR code. Check it out. You can get it all up close. So if you like Chloe Gong and Judy Eileen, you're going to love this Korean-inspired Alice in Wonderland retelling about 2 very wicked girls forever bonded by blood and betrayal. I'm already down. So this is by Hana Mikuta. Came out April 23rd. In a world where saints are monsters and Wonderland is the dark forest where they lurk, it's been 5 years since young witches and lovers Caro Rabbit and Isadora Alice Sickle were both sentenced to that forest for a crime they didn't commit. Oh my gosh, I love this. And 4 years since they shattered one another's hearts, each willing to sacrifice the other for the chance at freedom. Caro is a successful royal saint harvester, living the high life in the glittering capital and pretending not to know of the twisted monster experiments that her beloved Red Queen hides deep in the bowels of the palace. But for Ika, the memory of Caro's betrayal has hardened her from the timid girl to ruthless hunter, a hunter who will stop at nothing to exact her vengeance on Caro, on the queen, and on the throne itself. Ooh, this sounds fun. Oh, this sounds so cool. But there's a dangerous secret about the saints the queen's been guarding, and a volatile magic at play even more dangerous to Ika and Caro than they are to each other. This is a lush, terrifying, and uncanny story. It takes a delicate knife straight to the heart of this beloved surrealist fairy tale. This sounds super cool. The cover is beautiful. It's off with their heads. I like this a lot. This sounds super fun. A great summer read. All right, the next book I want to share with you today is called Otherworldly. It is a supernatural, looks like a YA romance adventure. Super cute. It's by F.T. Lukens. This came out April 2nd. It's got pretty good reviews on Goodreads already, 4-star. So we have 17-year-old Ellery is a non-believer in a region where people swear the supernatural is real. Sure, they've been stuck in a 5-year winter, but there's got to be a scientific explanation for it. If goddesses were real, they would not abandon their charges like this, leaving farmers like Ellery's family to scrape by. Nox is a familiar from the Otherworld, a magical assistant sent to help humans who have made crossroad bargains. But it's been years since he heard from his queen, and Nox is getting nervous about what he might find once he returns home. When the crossroads demons come to collect Nox, he panics and runs. A chance encounter down an alley finds Ellery coming to Nox's rescue, successfully fending off his would-be abductors. Ellery can't quite believe what they've seen, and they definitely don't believe the nonsense this unnervingly attractive guy spews about his paranormal origins. But Nox needs to make a deal with a human who can tether him to this realm, and Ellery needs to figure out how to stop this winter to help their family. Once their bargain is struck, there's no backing out, and the growing connection between the two might just change everything. So this is cute if you're looking for a romance, a supernatural romance, LGBTQ plus friendly. This is Otherworldly by F.T. Lukens. The next story and final story for our YA list today is called Your Blood, My Bones. This is by Kelly Andrew. Lots of people want to read this on Goodreads. It has a 4-star so far. It is a twisted romance about loyalty and fate. Wyatt Westlock has one plan for the farmhouse she's just inherited: to burn it to the ground. That sounds nice. But during her final walkthrough of her childhood home, she makes a shocking discovery in the basement. Peter, the boy she once considered her best friend, is strung up in chains and left for dead. Unbeknownst to Wyatt, Peter has suffered hundreds of ritualistic deaths on her family's property. Semi-immortal, Peter never remains dead for long, but he can't really live either. Not while he's bound to the farm, locked in a cycle of grisly deaths and painful rebirths. Oh, man. There's only one way for him to break free, and he needs to end the Westlock line. He needs to kill Wyatt. With Wyatt's parents gone, the spells protecting the property have begun to unravel, and dark ancient forces gather in the forest nearby. The only way for Wyatt to repair the wards is to work with Peter, the one person who knows how to harness her volatile magic. But how can she trust a boy who's sworn an oath to destroy her? When the past turns up to haunt them in the most unexpected way, they are forced to rely on one another to survive, or else tear each other apart. This sounds really good, and it has some pretty decent reviews. This is published by Scholastic Press, and it is for reading ages. Let me find it. 13 years and up. Really cool. This is Your Blood, My Bones. And that is all the books that we have found for April of 2024 in the YA category. Very cool stuff coming out for sure. Stay tuned for our future episodes that come out every Wednesday and Friday. We still have kids' books to go over in April. And make sure to tune into our socials. Those are at Dark Side of the Library on Instagram, Facebook. We have YouTube and on your favorite listening app. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We'll see you in the next live stream.